arrived at your destination. Welcome to Muerto City.
Welcome to the Dead End Amigos. I'm your host, Mariachi Loki. Today we have a special guest from the VTube universe. You know her, you love her. Variety streamer, Dead by Daylight extraordinaire. The AI companion has arrived from the outer reaches of space. Everyone welcome, Lomari Fairchild.
Hello.
Hello, Lomari. How have you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good, keeping busy.
Excellent. All right, so let's get started with this interview. The first question I have for you is, why did you start VTubing?
Actually, a kind of interesting story. So, I had tried streaming like Facecam a couple years ago, and I just kind of didn't really get into it. And then I had a friend who was like, "Hey, I'm streaming. I have no one to play with. Who wants to play with me?" I was like, "Oh, I'll play." And then I noticed that they were a VTuber, and I was just like, "What is this? Explain. What's happening?"
Hello? Ooh, what's this?
This is a thing. And I was like, hold the phone. I want there to be a tiny animated me. And so it kind of exploded from there.
Well, that definitely. I mean, my story of being a VTuber was that I also was a flesh tuber, is what we call them. Apparently, I didn't know that term. I had been a flesh tuber, but I didn't really feel as comfortable being on the camera, even though I'm used to being on stage a lot. But it's a different performance, per se, when you're on stage. But yeah, I saw a friend also was a VTuber. I don't know how they became one, but they were also a VTuber, and I was like, that's really cool. I like that idea. And I was like, I already have an avatar, basically, so it just went downhill from there. That's
Right.
awesome. And now I don't look back. I love VTubing. What is the lore and history behind your name?
Oh, behind my name specifically?
Yes, Lomari Fairchild, the most current iteration.
Yeah. Okay, so I started out with just Fairchild, because my Twitch was originally for my cosplay stuff.
Okay.
And my cosplay name was Fairchild Cosplay.
Mm.
And I never really posted anything, but I would still use it for playing games with everybody else or, streaming. And my name on Steam was Lomari, and in Discord it was Lomari,
Oh,
which was like an old like OC I made years ago. And everyone would call me in stream. They'd be like, "Hey, Lomari did this," or "Hey, Lomari thing is over there," and people were like, "Who are you talking to?" So I was like, I should probably put my name in my name so that people know what's happening.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. I was honestly, I was wondering where Fairchild came from. So I was like, okay, Lomari, a anime-esque gamer name, but like Fairchild, I was like, that's interesting.
Right.
Awesome.
And I kind of like it somehow fits too with the fact that I'm like a pixie, so I'm kind of
that makes the whole aesthetic. Fairchild does make sense there once we dive deeper into your lore. In fact, what brought about the lore?
Yeah. So it started out kind of as nothing.
Okay.
Just like, oh, this is really cute. I want to be a little glitch pixie. But then when I started like playing more with Tolk and Sabrosa, who are the other members of the Outer Reaches. Our lores kind of smashed into each other perfectly. And we ended up having like a communal group lore that made complete sense, and I'm super in love with it. But basically, so Sabrosa is a space prince, and they fly around in their spaceship, doing amazing cool things, bringing like positivity to the universe.
Okay.
And I am their AI companion. I pilot the ship, I send the emails, I do all that fun stuff. And we traveled too close to a chaos anomaly or a chaos entity, which is Tolk, who dragged us into his orbit and has corrupted my AI, and now I have sentience. And so now we're all just in space being crazy together.
I see. That is a lovely friendship lore-esque like That's crazy
Yeah.
because usually
I love
most
it.
VTubers just like stick on their own lore, but you
Mhm.
have included your closest friends with it. That's very awesome
I
and
love it.
interesting. And you have the whole story written out. You can make a fucking webtoon out of it.
I'm excited because I have some art coming up for my channel. One of them is a little mini comic that has the lore,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
then one of them is going to be an outro for my streams that's got like it hints at the lore, but it's like a cutesy little animated like goodbye screen of me and all of them in space.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, we'll definitely keep tabs on. I love watching more art. I watch art when I wake up. Sometimes when I go to bed. I
Yeah.
I live for it, and plus love seeing fan art. I'm sure you do. You lost your brains when I gave you that fan art, so
I love it.
that was very special.
Yeah.
um, so what kind of content do you provide or wish to provide?
Um, Mostly I just want to make like a space where you can chill out, but also laugh at just the dumb things in my brain. Like for example, yesterday during our 7 days stream, um, I found that I just the dumb things I usually think silently in my head just come out of my mouth.
Okay.
And so like I want people to just come and, if they had a hard day at work or if they're stressed out about something, just laugh, have fun, like engage in the stupid with us cuz sometimes the world doesn't let us be stupid and we need to be stupid sometimes.
Excellent. Talking about the outer reaches, for those who wish to join the space family or are interested in joining the space family, what
Yeah.
sort of I'm guessing uh what do you do so they are welcomed and able to join there without causing any issues, basically?
Yeah, so we have a Discord. It's called the Outer Reaches, and when you join, you can pick like who is the one who like brought you into our space. So you can pick to be either a tech, which is mine. You can be a lovely, which is Sabrosa's, or you can be an agent of chaos, which is Tolk's. And then we have several voice chats, or voice rooms enabled basically. So like sometimes we stream games in the Discord and not on Twitch, just when we're hanging out at night or like winding down. And we usually do that in our public voice channels, so you can like hang out, get to know us, watch us play some games that are off of Twitch. Yeah, just come over and hang out with us.
Okay, so if anyone wishes to just join, you just hang out with them and figure out if they're good enough to, you know, I guess quote unquote hang out with.
Yeah, I mean we haven't really had any problems with anybody. People usually hop in, they're really nice, and they hang out with us during games. And if after a while they haven't presented any problems or bad behavior, then yeah, if they want to play games with us, they can totally play games with us.
All right, so there you have it, friends. That's all you need to do. Just be nice.
Yeah,
Don't be a
yeah,
dick.
basically. Just chill.
Just chill. We're all here to have fun. So
Yeah. And like life's not that serious, like obviously it's gonna be stressful, but you gotta take some time to just do something fun and, unwind and let that stress roll off of you.
all right. Um, did you draw and rig your current model? If you
No,
did, are you
I
planning to add to it?
mm, no, I did not draw mine, but I do have plans to add to it. So
Okay.
my artists, let me check here. So my model artist is Tangy Popu, on Twitter, and my rigging artist is Zovel Arts on Twitter. I love them. They're my model moms. And I'm currently in the works of having two alternative outfits drawn and rigged. One of them's already drawn and is being rigged right now, and I'm super excited about it. It ties into like the lore that we were talking about.
Okay.
And the second one is currently being drawn right now.
Awesome. The I did see you have like a outfit on top of it, like a little thing you add because of the holidays.
Mhm.
Is that also included in the Lomari lore, or is it just like a fun thing to add because of the holidays?
Yeah, so those are just like you can find live 2D assets online. So there's some artists who make them and sell them in their shops, usually their coffee shops. So I usually do that for the holidays. I'll just I'll get certain assets that match the vibe of the season. So that one's just a holiday fun.
I see. Well, there you go, friends. You can also acquire a couple of little fun holiday knickknacks.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Did you debut?
Sort of. I played on my old model that I had made in was it V-Ride Studio? Where you have like a 3D model because it's free. So if you want to get started with VTubing, you can just hop in there. And so I started with that. I had an old model that looked more like me, and then I changed it to a model that looked more like my current model.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I got my live 2D model, I waited to actually stream again until I had revealed it on Twitter, and then I played. It wasn't really like a full-blown, oh my god, we're debuting. It was more like well, you've seen it now, let's play.
Yeah. I feel like, since you and I both have like the same kind of way we started as flesh tubers, debuting was kind of like a second thought.
Yeah.
But what would you give to a new person who's starting VTubing, sort of a tip if they wanted to debut? What should you look for? What ideas should they give? Anything like that?
Well, I think the number one tip, and I was seeing some of this discourse on Twitter about a week or so ago, is like if you want to be a VTuber, some people are going to try and turn you away and say, well, if you don't have extra funds, you can't do it. And that's not true at all. Like, there are so many free resources that you can use to get started, and I don't want anyone to feel discouraged if you don't have like a bunch of spare income or hobby money or anything like that. Like there's, like I said, there's V-Ride Studio where you can literally just generate your own model based to like what you want it to look like, and it's free. So like you just hop in. It's kind of like you're gonna try and put your toe in, and you're gonna try and like creep in calmly and carefully, and then you're gonna find that you're just like in.
Just dive in head first.
So just dive in, honestly.
That's I see a lot of newer VTubers, and they're always like, what should I really be working on as a VTuber? And I'm like, honestly, if you go live and all you do is Raspberry for a full hour on a VTuber, I will watch that, because that is content.
Like, just do it.
That is hilarious. First off, if you Raspberry for a full hour,
that's commitment.
that is commitment. But honestly, my tip is just go live, make content. It will be bad. It will suck. Your audio levels will be terrible. But you're doing something, which is what most VTubers on Twitter don't do.
Yeah, you just gotta jump in, honestly. Like, I'm still making my audio sound as good as I want it to. Like, you're gonna scuff, and it's totally okay, because if I actually prefer when I watch streamers and there's some sort of scuff to it, because it feels more organic and it feels more like I'm hanging out with a real person, as opposed to it being like perfect. So don't worry that in the beginning some of it's gonna be a little jank.
Yes.
Because honestly, that makes it feel more real.
More genuine.
Yeah.
Which is what some people actually want in VTubing. Exactly. They just want someone who is genuine, however they look like an anime person.
Yeah, they're purple.
They're purple pixie. What I call you when I try to describe you without knowing any lore of you? It was a space fairy, I think, is what I called you.
Yeah. That's pretty close.
I mean, your design gave it most away. The wings. I mean, did you have any questions for me?
I think you actually answered mine. I was gonna ask how you got into it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you like preemptively stole my question.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question for you is, who was your inspiration, and why did you like those VTubers?
I think because I started out flesh tubing. I don't like that. It sounds so gross. I didn't really know any VTubers, so I didn't have anyone to essentially be inspired by, like, in that way.
Okay.
But I think instead what ended up happening was the three of us in the Outer Reaches, we've been kind of learning how to do this together. and kind of growing at the same time. Like, for example, me and Tolk hit affiliate on the same day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so I've kind of just been inspired by my fellow Outer Reachers members because we've been experimenting together, and like one person will learn one thing about something and the next person will be like, oh, that's a great jumping off point, let me learn about that. And it's just kind of inspiring to see all three of us, being creative in our own different avenues and then coming together to share that information.
And eventually, if we do have time, I will interview both Tolk and Sabrosa if they're willing. But
Yeah.
just a little tidbit, did they also were VTubers when you met them?
No, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, we're all like fresh baby VTubers just learning it out right now. Like, I think I remember I had made my first model, and Tolk and Sabrosa didn't have any yet, and I was like, well, I have this program, so let me see what I could make that, matches their personalities. And I was like, hey, here's a model, like, do you want it? I made it for you. And then that's kind of grown from there.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. You're all learning essentially the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's see. What this is a kind of longer question. What is your strongest, weakest, and most recent improvement of your stream?
Let's see. I think my strongest improvement is probably just going to be the biggest part with streaming is talking.
Okay.
And sometimes when you're playing games, you're thinking a lot, but nothing's coming out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically just teaching myself to say all of those thoughts out loud has been my biggest improvement, because now I'm actually engaging, whereas, usually you play a video game quietly in your room, you're not talking.
Like a gremlin.
Yeah. So now I'm actually like able to say what I'm thinking and respond to the characters out loud, instead of keeping it in my head. I think the only thing I still struggle with for sure is when my chat is like super quiet. Even if there's people lurking, and I have my view count turned off, which, big tip, turn off your view count. It'll help you with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even if people are lurking, if the chat's quiet, like, I get lonely.
Oh.
And I get kind of sad because I'm like, it's less that I want a ton of viewers and more like, I just want to talk to people.
That's why you go to the outer regions. You're like, please talk to
Yeah,
me. Someone get on. Please talk to me. I'm lonely.
Like,
please
hey,
talk to me.
You don't even have to play the game. Just be in the room with me.
No, I feel
Yeah.
that at times. It's just like, yeah, you're just not even just staring at the view count. Like, it could be a question mark, but just like seeing nothing there. I enjoy seeing when people are throwing things at me, because at least there's something happening and I can react.
Yeah. Like,
But,
even
yeah.
if it's just one person talking to me, I'm so happy. Like, but when it's just like silent and nothing's happening, even if there's people watching, I'm still so lonely.
Well, there you go, friends. Whenever you go to Lomari's chat, just start talking. She needs
Yeah.
it. She needs you.
Like, don't ever feel shy to talk to me. I want to talk to you.
She's silently molding.
I am just like sobbing on the inside.
Oh, God. Okay. What is your end goal?
I don't really have an end goal. I just want to keep like experimenting with stuff and learning and getting better and seeing how far I can push the capabilities of VTubing.
So you're currently enjoying yourself while you're doing this, and you're just
Yeah.
basically trying to see, hey, if I get famous, get a lot of friends, like, or
Well, it's
What
more
else?
on the tech side, because I'm like, okay, well, now I have just taught myself how to have Tolk's model on my screen at the same time as mine. What else crazy thing can I do? And like right now, the experimenting that I'm doing, my rigging artist is working on doing hand tracking for my model.
ooh,
So we're experimenting with that. Like, mostly I just want to see what tech experiments I can do.
and you have the setup to do it, so
Yeah.
that would be interesting to see some more hands. Do you have like hand tracking on your controllers or anything like that, or is it just all?
Yeah, so I have Leap Motion a hand tracker that I used for my original 3D model because the 3D models will do hand tracking. But I think also VTube Studio has its own internal hand tracking program. So we'll see if I can mix the two or if I just need one or the other. It's all an experiment.
I see. Well, we'll definitely be interested in your findings in the research of the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference, YouTube or Twitch?
Twitch, just because it's what I know. I haven't ventured into YouTube yet.
Do you ever plan on venturing to YouTube?
I don't know. From what I was seeing on Twitter, it looks like it's really hard to find each other on there. Like, find or discover new VTubers or just discover new people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it still needs some optimizing. But once it seems more stable in that, maybe I'll look at it.
Okay. I do feel like the big thing. I don't know if I haven't seen it on YouTube, but I haven't seen like the emotes that they have that, and I feel like if YouTube ever does do that, that would definitely help more.
Yeah.
Of streamers in general, because we love that. That's actually one of the main things that I enjoy making art for that. What do you love or enjoy from the VTuber community?
I think the creativity, honestly. Like, I have met so many amazing artists just through VTubing and so many amazing people that like I would not have met otherwise. And I honestly think it's, even though sometimes the community can be a little crazy, I think as a whole it's good.
Don't even start with the kind of cringe that ends up on my damn feed.
Easy.
I will say this: if you plan on becoming a VTuber, just be aware most of the stuff you see on Twitter, which is where we live and breathe, is not safe for work.
Yeah.
Just be aware, please, because we don't need you to be like, what is happening? Why is everyone so horny? It's like, it's just part of the cringe. You just gotta let it go.
It's a louder group than the non, like, detrimentally horny group. Which, like, if you want to be horny on main, go for it. Do you?
But see, the thing is that most of us are artists as well, like, on the side, I think, which doesn't help.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do you dislike about the VTuber community?
I think mostly like what I mentioned earlier, that there's still a little bit of strange elitism where like how I mentioned how some people were discouraging people who didn't have funds to start VTubing, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Or like somebody will think, oh, I have this many followers, therefore I am better than people who have this many followers, which is a weird flex.
Wow.
We're all just pretending to be like cartoon characters, you know?
And at the end of the day, that's what we are. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are we flexing that? Like,
exactly.
That's crazy. That's not
that's
what
the
you should
only thing that I haven't really liked. Is just that weird level of like elitism that's just kind of in the background.
Fair enough. Yeah. I can't say I've sift through the Twitter space as well as probably you have. I don't have the attention span, but
yeah.
That is interesting. Do you feel like it's gatekeeping?
Yeah, there's a little bit of gatekeeping, but there's also, I think, an equal amount of people who keep opening the gate when someone tries to shut it. Because every time I see one post saying, oh, if you don't have money, you can't be a VTuber, so, like, get over it, then I'll, like, right under that, I'll see another post that's like, that's a lie, don't listen to them, you definitely can.
But it's good. At least someone's trying to keep the flame on. Because I feel like the more people we come in, I just think it's going to get better.
I think so too.
The more people start discovering things, like, sure, we all start off in the same spot, 0 friends. Some of us don't get past that, but eventually you'll start connecting with people, interacting with people's streams, and I feel like that's where the change really happens. Once you meet friends that are willing to support you because you're supporting them.
Yeah.
It's just be a streamer. like be a streamer.
Why you have to be mad? It's just game.
It's just a game.
It's just game.
Is there a benefit from being a VTuber versus a flesh tuber? We're back to the flesh tubing thing.
That sounds so awful. Yes, I think, at least for me. So I remember whenever I used to have to, well, not have to, whenever I got ready for streaming as a person of the lady variety, I would have to like make sure my hair looked good, make sure my makeup looked good, make sure my clothes looked good, but not too good or I'm gonna get yelled at. So like it was super stressful just getting ready and making sure all the lighting looks good on my face and I look presentable. But now I'm like, I'm a goblin in my pajamas. So it's, feels better.
Someone quote that, please. I'm a goblin in my pajamas.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's a lot more comfortable.
I see. So, getting ready for VTubing, would you say is time-wise way eeasier compared to like getting ready fleshy style? Is that better?
Well, that's also I think yes, because once you have your like rhythm and your setup all ready to go, you're literally just gonna click 4 buttons, make sure like the room is lit up and they can see your face, and then stream.
Fair enough. Don't be discouraged, fleshies. You can totally still just get ready, but like
Yeah,
VTubing.
fleshies,
Is PNG tubing fine for beginners?
Oh, for sure. Like honestly, like I said, I think if you want to VTube, any way in which you can VTube is VTubing. It's like, so when I was in the cosplay community, because I did cosplay, people would always ask, oh, is store-bought still considered cosplay? Yes. You're still dressing up and playing in a costume. You're still doing it. If you're a PNG tuber or you're using one of the 3D models from V-Ride Studio, you're still a virtual tuber. You're a VTuber. You're doing it.
You've done it. You're there.
It's happening.
All right. There you go. So just use pictures if that's all you can get and afford, just do it.
Do it.
Okay, so this is a scenario. If you were starting VTubing all over again, what would you change?
Honestly, I don't think I would change anything. Cuz like it was definitely really scuffed in the beginning, but I learned so much and I met amazing people and I loved every minute of it. I would not change a thing.
All right. It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
You've already mentioned this, but have you made more than the 2 main outer reaches people friends while VTubing?
Yeah, like everyone in our Discord server, I met after I started VTubing. So all of my current friends that I have right now in my life, I met from VTubing.
Do you stay in character, quote unquote, or are you?
I'm just me, honestly. The only time that like the character comes into it is if somebody asks like, "Oh, what's the AI doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine." Or like if we're going somewhere and I'm giving someone directions, I'm like, I'm the TomTom of the group. Like I am the AI.
Turn right here. No,
Yeah.
you missed the turn, you idiot.
Like when we were playing, I was keeping the Sub Rosa company while they were playing Outlast.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm not playing and I'm just watching, I still am slightly rational. And so they'd be running around screaming as this pigman's chasing them. And I'm like, to your left, there is a desk. Jump on the desk. Go up into the ceiling. And they're like, thank you!
Bro, strats, we all need an AI on our show.
Yeah.
On our ear. There you go.
Yeah.
You got it. That was awesome.
Yep.
Are you happy with your current stream setup?
Yeah. I think the only thing I'm always trying to make better is audio, because when you're streaming, audio is seriously like the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always working on getting the filters right and the mic the right distance from me, and I'm always working to get that better.
So while you're streaming, what makes you the most happy? We touched a little bit on interaction, but was there
Mhm.
something else that makes you the most happy while you're streaming?
I think it's definitely the interaction, but also when someone has a similar amount of brain cells as me, which is 1, and we just start bouncing the brain cell between each other, and it's nonsense. That's my favorite.
that that is a very interesting way of wording that. That's
I love
incredible.
it.
Okay.
There was a lot of that in my stream yesterday, and it's my favorite thing. Because I'll save the clips, and it's mostly 99% of us cry laughing, and I love it.
I mean, when I jumped in and saw Boo Boo taking care of the whole family while you're just
Yeah,
cooking and leaving it there, that was my
yeah,
highlight. Seeing something like that,
exactly.
but that was more like a role play thing, which is also something that I've seen happen, and it's incredible because
Yeah, we
y'all
also
stay in
have Peepaw.
character.
Peepaw is one of our role plays for when we'd have Dead by Daylight and we play Bill.
Oh,
We
Bill.
become Peepaw.
So besides zero interaction, what frustrates you while you're streaming?
My internet.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
like
frustrates me the most too.
sometimes it'll be totally fine, and like then one day it's down 6 times in a row, and I'm trying not to scream.
Yeah, yeah. I I feel that. I just can't.
Yeah,
I can't word.
it's connect me directly to the mainframe, please.
I'm an AI.
And this should be fine.
It's like, man, the connection in space must suck. Where are
Yeah,
you going? Through an
we're really
asteroid
far
field?
from those satellites.
So do you use OBS or Streamlabs? Excuse me, let me say that again. I just stuttered. Do you use OBS or Streamlabs? Which would you recommend for newbies?
I started with Streamlabs. I mean, sorry, Streams Labs. And
Jeez.
now I'm on OBS, and I would honestly recommend Streamlabs for newbies because it has a lot more in the user interface that's more simple to like grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a button for exactly what you need. There's an area for exactly what you need. Where OBS is more like figure it out.
It's like, here's all the tools. Now
Find them.
I'll leave that to you.
Good luck.
So essentially it's like you know what you want, expertly lay out how was it minutely managed or
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
managed as you could possibly get it. I'm guessing, like very fine tune it. I'm guessing is what.
Yeah, it's so OBS is better processing wise. It takes up less resources because there's less going on to help you know what to click.
Okay.
So like if you're just starting out, I would suggest Streamlabs. It's gonna help you. It's gonna walk you through everything. And then once you're kind of comfortable with knowing what settings you like, and you notice that maybe you need something that's less hungry on the resources, then you can switch over to OBS because now you have a better idea of what settings there are.
Okay. And did you find switching over to OBS any hiccups or difficulties?
Yeah, there was a
Besides.
little bit. There was a learning curve at first, kind of figuring out like what the difference was in audio, specifically audio settings. But I think I'm getting a handle on it.
Okay. Um. Besides game, we touched a little bit on cosplaying. So besides gaming and cosplaying, are there any other hobbies that you do?
Well, I read, um, I write, and we're starting a book club in the Outer Reaches, so that'll be fun. So if you join, you can be in our book club.
Nice.
I think that's about it, honestly. I collect books like a dragon collects gold, so
I see, it's your little hoard.
yeah, it's my hoard.
Would you ever stream reading?
I'm not sure if I would stream reading, but I'm definitely going to stream our book club discussion.
Okay.
So we're going to have it be like a quarterly thing. So 4 times a year, we're going to meet and discuss books.
So, do you all read the same book and like discuss
Mhm.
it like a class? Like the one person's presenting, everyone else is just wide-eyed staring at them, anxiety going through the roof, and you
No.
have a piece of paper that some teacher's gonna grade you very harshly on.
Yeah, no. So basically, the way we're having it set up right now is, we're all gonna vote about a month before, on what book we like from a list. And then optionally, you don't have to do this if you join, so don't worry about it. Optionally, if you want, I'm planning on making little book boxes. So it'll be the book, some cute little reading accessories, maybe something related to the book, and send those out as book boxes to people who want to participate in that part of it. You don't have to. You don't have to give me your address. Totally understandable. But that way it's more of like an interactive, fun little goodie box thing. And then after we're done reading the book, we'll kind of meet and be like, "Oh, did you like it? What did you not like about it? What was your favorite part? What do you think about this?" That kind of thing.
She doesn't need your address. She just needs your phone, so she can constantly nag you. It's like, "Hey, are you reading? Hey,
Are you reading? Are you reading? How is it? Do you like it?
Do you like it?
What part are you at?
Oh, don't forget, turn left. But did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh, you missed your turn.
Let's see. Here we go. One hot take about yourself if you were a hater.
Was a hater? Like if I found out something about me?
If you were someone who hates something about you, what would be the one hot take you would do?
I'm really short.
So you think that would be the one thing they would stick to? You're like, wow, you're short.
Like, wow, can you even reach your computer? Wow.
It's like, yeah, I don't have T-Rex arms. I'm a gremlin, so I'm slouched
Yeah.
over, but I can still hit the keys. Thank you.
You have to crawl on the counter to reach everything? Yes.
Yeah?
I do.
No, I jump like an Olympian. Thank you very much.
I have a step stool.
I never knew my real stool. I have a step stool.
Yeah, I only have a step one. Step stool, no.
So we're in the hater territory. So how do you deal with haters, and what's your experience with them? Have you had any?
I think honestly I've only had one hater, and they were pretty like quiet about it, and so I just kind of let them stew, like do your own thing over there, and then eventually they kind of took themselves out. So.
Oh, I see.
I'm not
Not
gonna
literally.
engage.
Not literally. It's
No,
just
no,
they
like the
left.
garbage.
They left.
Yeah, the garbage took itself out. But yeah, no, I just go be angry and hateful over there. I don't need to interact with it.
So for new VTubers that are jumping in and they have their first dealing with like someone who hates them or just viscerally doesn't like them for whatever reason, we don't like it could be anything at this point. Someone would hate you. What would you say as a tip for that person that is experiencing this hate?
I think if it's unfounded, like you really didn't do anything to deserve it, don't worry about it. And I know that sounds stupid because a lot of us are people pleasers, and when someone hates us, we like freak out about it. But like, they're a guy on the internet. They're not really real.
Mm-hmm.
So like, just block them. Move on.
I mean, it's easier for Lomari because she's an actual AI. She could literally just put up a firewall and be like,
yeah,
no,
I could
you.
just, erase their internet history and erase them from the grid. And
So she has that power.
yeah,
in her
no,
lore.
honestly, like, you don't even need to engage. You don't even need to get stressed about it. If you really didn't do anything to deserve it, just block them and move on.
Now, if you have some real cojones like me and really don't care, you can just start doing what they hate even more to trigger them.
Yeah, that's always fun. I hate when you do that. Oh, this?
Oh, this? I'm gonna do it
You
even
hate
more.
this? Yeah, if you want to be like, yeah, I have done that before. But like, if it's really hurting your feelings and you really feel poorly about it, just block and move on.
There you go. Do you make content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, etc.?
TikTok, I kind of do. I'm trying to do more there. I'll put like clips over there, and I'm trying to do more like TikTok-y videos, with sounds and stuff. I have one on there right now, but I'm trying to do more. Instagram, not really. I mostly just post my character's art over there and clips. I'm trying to get better about it. So hopefully in the future there will be more there.
Let's go. Some social media presence.
Yeah.
um, what is your biggest struggle mentally, physically, emotionally, financially as a VTuber?
I'm sleepy a lot.
Do you fall asleep while
I
streaming?
just No, I just want to go to bed.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You're tired.
So I'm like, Dead by Daylight or take a nap.
I mean, I've seen this. People watch it. I don't know why. People stream themselves taking a nap.
Yeah, no. I feel like with a VTuber, it's just gonna be like, how would you know? I could just be in the other room doing other things.
That's fair. So definitely the energy aspect is your biggest struggle.
Yeah, but once I get started, then I'm like fine. But it's that little moment right before pressing stream where I'm like, do I want to do this or go to sleep?
But then
It's
again,
not even that I'm staying up late or anything. I just always want to go to bed.
that's fair. Bed is good. Bed is great.
Mhm.
But like, I feel like as a VTuber, I don't think anyone is never not tired.
Right? I think it's just part of it. We're all really sleepy.
In fact, I think it's like now a core personality trait of a VTuber that you always have to be tired.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some VTuber models where they're like very happy and things like that, but clearly that's because they're feeding off the energy. But some people, when they have their normal VTubers out, they're just like narrowed eyed and things like that. It's like, oh, homie must be tired.
Sleep.
Homie must be tired.
Yeah. Yep.
So besides the Outer Reaches, are you part of any groups?
Nope. That's the only group that I'm like a part of. I'm in a few Discords as like a fan, I guess, or a friend, but the Outer Reach is the only group that I am a part of.
All right. Do you have any, besides the tips that we already discussed, any other tips for newbies?
I'm just gonna reiterate, like, just do it. Like, I know it's gonna seem daunting, and you might be worried about your setup, and you might be worried about, whatever, but as soon as you start, that's the biggest hurdle, is just starting. So if you're like teetering between, oh, do I debut? Do I wait until I have a new model? Just start. Just do it.
There you go. That's a tip from Lomari. I don't understand that question. It just says where to begin. Like, just by clicking
start.
By clicking go live. That's the beginning.
In the beginning.
What is a realistic goal for new VTubers?
I think affiliate's pretty realistic. Basically just streaming consistently, having, the 3 average per stream. And you can just tell your friend to open the stream and then do something else. Like, it doesn't have to be 3 strangers. It could be your parents. Like, just I think affiliate's a pretty reasonable goal.
Okay. And any resources that you use for VTubing that would be helpful?
Yeah. Let me put on my Steam here. So for starting out, I would definitely get Vroid Studio. That's going to be your easiest option, I think, on making your own model. You can also go to booth.pm, and that's going to be a good place to find free or cheap like clothes or accessories that you can give to your model. Different hair, stuff like that. Obviously OBS or Streamlabs. And then if you are a little bit further along than that, I would recommend BikuBot, which is great for managing different like commands or giving yourself a little chat friend. And if you use VTube Studio, I would recommend Mix It Up Bot, because it can make it so that you can have channel redeems that do stuff in your VTube Studio.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, there you go, friends. You have resources.
Yeah.
And on average, how much do you think you would spend on all these?
So Mix It Up's free. BikuBot was maybe $6. You just get it on Patreon. It's like $6 maybe. But Mix It Up is free, so I would recommend that one. Vroid Studio is free. VTube Studio is free. OBS Streamlabs free. Booth.pm, the assets could be between free and like really expensive, so that's up to you and what you look for. But yeah, most of the stuff is free.
There you go. You need no monies. You could do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You just need to put in a little more time in knowing what you want.
Yeah, just do some research.
Should VTubers stream test or do work in progresses or focus on the completed task? Like, while
Usually
they're messing with settings, basically.
Yeah, usually what I'll do is I'll mess with the settings, and then instead of doing a stream test, I'll do a little recording of it because it'll let you start recording. I'll just be like, all right, friends, talk, and then they'll talk, and then I'll talk, and then I'll have my game audio in the background, and then I'll watch it back, and I'll be like, okay, this looks good, this sounds good, now I can stream.
So you find using the record test method is good enough, and you don't need to like throw it into the stream net?
No, I haven't needed to yet.
Okay, good to know. Oh, this one. Should VTubers keep IRL separate?
It's honestly up to you. I know with the Sub Rosa, like they also use their real world name, so sometimes we'll say that on stream. I personally don't use my real world name just because mine's really unique, and you would find me very easily.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's up to you, honestly. It depends on what level you feel comfortable, because, some streamers that are flesh tubers, like, they're using their IRL face, and they're in their house, and they're using, it's up to you.
Okay. Flesh tuber.
It just sounds like it's a weird visual I'm getting of, like, a sock made of flesh.
Ugh. Okay.
Right?
No, with that image, I see why you're freaking out.
And you're just like,
So what are your thoughts on VTuber relationships?
Like, lore-wise, like when they have, like, their characters are dating or whatever?
I think this is just a broad statement. I'm pretty sure it's like, in general, like when you see two VTubers, not essentially IRL dating, but like their VTubers are dating.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's cute. It's honestly the same thing as like the IRL thing. Like, it's up to you. If it's fun for you for your character to be dating another character, like, go for it.
All right. And do you have any questions for me?
I
I know I kind of just like blitzed through most of mine.
I know, like, anytime I have questions and then I talk a lot, anything that I had in my brain is gone. Like, we were one of the questions you asked me, I was in the middle of answering it, and halfway through, I asked myself, "What the hell did he even ask me? What am I talking about?"
It could be interpreted whichever way at this point. I'll take whatever answer. I
immediately forgot the question.
I'll take whatever answer at this point.
Yeah.
Did you know me before I entered your stream, or was I like a complete stranger newbie when I first, entered your Lomari stream?
I only knew you through like one of those following sprees on Twitter,
Okay.
where it was like this thing and then follow this person and retweet blah 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 blah. And so like I think you replied to one of them, so I followed you and I looked at your Twitter and then looked over at your Twitch. So like I had looked at you before you joined.
Oh, okay. So at least you know of me.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, it's that guy I looked at.
So there you go, friends. You can make friends through the following spree. You just got to put in that extra effort.
Yeah.
Of a glance. I've hit all my questions, unless you have something specific.
No, I think we're good. It's like perfect timing because I'm on my lunch break.
Oh, there you go. Well, thank you very much, Lomari, for being here. I appreciate you giving us your time, and we'll see you on streams, and hopefully friends can follow you. Where can we find you? Clearly on Twitter, but what are your plugins and what are you doing next?
So, Lomari Fairchild is on Twitter and also on Twitch. I think also Instagram, and I think also TikTok. And tonight I'm streaming some more 7 days, and tomorrow is Saturday. Where's my calendar? I think I'm either doing Sims tomorrow or I'm sleeping. Let me see.
Or a little bit of both. Some sim sleep.
Yeah.
Sleepwalking.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Sims.
All right. Well, thank you, Lomari, once again. I'll talk to Tolk and Sub Rosa if they ever have time. I'd definitely be curious to see on how their answers
Yeah, me too.
are, and we'll see you on the next one.
See
Thank you for
ya!
being here.